Hello, everyone. Today we have our regular developer sync, and we'll discuss some of the work that had to be done during the last few days. Ozgun, let's start with you.
Okay. So after the farmer integration test pull request, there were some suggestions. I was busy with implementing all of them. And today I also started working on plotting tests. The first push is done, but it's an initial one. Will be there more. Other than that, yes. Since Monday, this is mostly what's been occupying my time.
What do you think about the progress so far? How far is it?
For plotting?
Yeah.
Not much.
Okay. Serge?
Yeah, since we last spoke, I have submitted PR I mentioned on the Monday on refactoring and testing for Relayer. It's still in review. Apart from that, I was working on using GitHub registry as our alternative to Docker Hub. So every time we update the main branch, there is an action, GitHub action, that will build image and update it in GitHub registry. And we are already using that image on dev environment. And also I have started creating archive for Polkadot. I'm running a local node. At the moment it is syncing. But I'm already saving blocks I already have to the database. And I also submitted a small update for README today. That's it.
So do you have enough space to run Polkadot locally?
So far, yes. I did some few cleanups. So far so good.
Okay. Liu-Cheng?
Okay. So I have been working on make the executor node to produce block on the new primary chain block, and I have made a small progress. The executor node now attempts to produce a candidate on each new primary chain block, but there is no handler on the primary chain side, so there is no block import on the executor node side. I think we'll talk about more on our next meeting.
So executor tries to produce a block, but it cannot produce the next one.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Justin?
Yeah, been keeping up with the community. There's been a lot of involvement over the past couple of days, so I've been trying to keep up to date with them and keeping up to date with YouTube and just those other business side of tasks. Beyond that, I've been getting familiar with Datadog and trying to get a little bit more up to speed with how to utilize that tool all the way to our capabilities. Got my node back up and running and resynced with the testnet and everything. And beyond that was troubleshooting an issue with the relayer last night a little bit with Jeremiah and Leo. I'm sure you guys saw I did try it and reattempt to resync my node to see if that would have any effect, and I did not see the issue come back. So I don't think it was my node syncing up. Just happened to be a coincidence of when I started syncing and something else happened at the same time.
Okay, so this is currently considered like a one-off problem.
Yeah, it definitely. It doesn't seem like it was something I did. I feel like it was some kind of weird bot attack or something on the domain, from what I can tell, at least.
Okay. Leo?
Yeah, I have been working in two things: in the storage API for the put and the get methods, and I got this working in a really MVP version for the library, at least. So I create a front end to integrate this library and actually send a file and get the object ID and being able to get the data back. So I've been working in that.
And how far is it? When do you think it will be finished?
I can show you. I can show you really fast. It's like running. Are you watching my screen? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You can just select a file and submit the data, and it will take a couple of seconds actually, and it get the event for the data submitted and the object ID, and it store like in the state the object ID, and you can like query the object, and it will get you the result. And you can also actually load from the Polkadot extension. You can load your account and also send the transaction like with a Signet account. And
Nice.
send the transaction, and it will get
So it seems to be almost ready.
Yeah, we are really close.
Okay.
But it's working.
Cool. On my side, I was mostly researching more on the DSN side to make sure we can sync our nodes from farmers. Along the way of testing, I found that there was actually a problem with block authoring. Basically, we had an issue since the very beginning of the Spartan consensus, where if you are offline, it will still produce blocks. Turns out there was a check that we simplified when we were refactoring Babe into Spartan, and that check was basically skipping the block production skipping. So that was rectified, and it fixed two problems. Then I found that for the sync, we actually need to recover blocks from the farmer's plot. For that, we need some kind of reconstruction from the history. But before we can have that, we probably need to remove pre-genesis objects, because they will go, like, they will come into way, and we'll have to deal with them all the time. So I just did the pull request this night with the removal of pre-genesis objects, and it's merged. And I also have a branch where we have a reconstructor for blocks and root blocks, so you can feed it with pieces. Some of the pieces can be missing, and it will reconstruct everything and will recover blocks. And the next step will be to have some actual networking and start syncing from farmers. So those are the immediate next steps. I hope in next 2 days we'll be able to sync something from farmers. That would be nice. Okay, this is a short one. Unless anyone has any questions or things to discuss.
Yeah, I got a question regarding this. Okay. I wanted to maybe publish this front end. I don't know when, and I realized that the public environments like doesn't have the farmer RPC like exposed.
Yeah.
So don't. I cannot like query the get just like that. I just can put.
Yeah. I think what we should do, we should probably change the Nginx configuration and have several subroutes, like /ws/http/farmer, let's say. And on those, we will be able to expose both WebSocket interface, HTTP interface, which Justin asked a few times about, and we can also expose farmer endpoint. And that will be like all one domain, so you don't have to create domain for every single use case. Like one like server will be one domain, but we'll have several subroutes for different purposes. I think it will be the easiest approach.
Nice, but it's doable, right? It's possible to expose it. Yeah, nice.
Okay. Other questions? All right. Have a productive rest of the week, guys. See you.
Bye, guys.